Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Ginger Toy Mentor. Today we're going to be looking at the War for Cybertron edition of Bluestreak. This is one I picked up a long time ago and I still haven't done a video for it, so we're going to get this out of the way. This is the Earthrise War for Cybertron, by the way. And I'm kind of excited because I always did like a lot of the Autobots back from the early days, and Bluestreak is one of the earliest versions of the Autobot crew, so to speak. When we pull him out, he does have an insert. He comes with a manual as well as a copyright card. And there seems to be something strange on the inside of the thing here. It kind of reminds me of the tech spec reader from I don't even know, like back in 1984 when we used to have the really cool tech specs that you could get. I believe this is a tech spec reader. It is a red piece of film that is for reading the tech specs. Are the tech specs on the back of the box? I don't see any tech specs on the back of the box. No tech specs there. Maybe in the manual. Reveal. I think the I think it's for this. So there's like a pattern that's on this, and when you put this over the camera, you see the pattern sort of highlights. I'm not exactly sure like what that actually is for, but it's interesting. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on that. Our Bluestreak is held in nicely with several straps. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Trying carefully not to cut my poor Bluestreak. And he is now free. His weapons are just kind of injected, molded into the plastic. They are in there pretty good, but you can pretty much just get them out with a nice little push from the back. And that's pretty much it. Always so many little plastic ties. I always wondered if it would be worth the time to just like sneak them out without cutting the plastic ties, but it's really not my style. So Bluestreak is one of the Autobots, obviously, and he's a pretty cool little transformer. The original one was pretty simple, although I do remember that he broke a lot. And he does have some pretty cool guns that mount onto his hood, which also mount onto his hood while he is in robot mode. So it doesn't really matter whether he's in robot mode or not. He gets his guns on the top of his hood, and he's kind of cool looking. He doesn't have articulate fingers or anything. His wheels are made out of plastic, not rubber. Doesn't look like they're removable at all. Yeah, and I mean, when he stands pretty good. Like, it's not terrible. Let me get a better shot of him. I know he's a little bit of a small transformer, but I mean, he stands fine. Like, I don't really see any issues there. And I'm assuming we can put his gun in his hand. A little tight. Kind of hard to get his gun in his hand. It's a little tight. Oh, that's interesting. His gun also fits on his shoulder too, which is pretty cool. I'm assuming that his gun is supposed to go in his hand, though. Oh, well, that's rather interesting. Despite the fact that his hand is not articulate, his fingers do not move. His wrist moves. Like he can spin his wrist, which is interesting. I don't know. Oh Lord, Bluestreak, no, come back. He's not bad. He's got a mount on the top of his car, which I'm assuming is for his gun when he is in the in his car mode. As far as his robot mode goes, he looks like he's in pretty good shape. I'm trying to see if there's anything maybe that isn't transformed, but overall he does look like he's properly transformed. I like his head work. Like the head that he has is pretty cool. Obviously because he has kind of a restricted helmet area, like it's kind of hard to explain. Like his head is just kind of like wedged in here between the top of him, and it does make for a little bit of a difficult time maneuvering his head. But his face is pretty cool. I actually really like the Autobot heads. I've always thought that the Autobot heads were just really cool. Optimus Prime and freaking Bluestreak and Hot Rod and Wheeljack and all. They always had such unique faces, and I think that's one of the things that I hated the most about some of the comics was they tried to give them like these hyper realistic faces. These robotic faces are the coolest thing in the world. I don't get why you would want to try and ruin that with a robotic version. Let's go to a fashion photo shot of our boy Bluestreak here, and then let's transform him into his car mode. Alright, and now we're going to see if we can transform him into his car mode, which honestly looks pretty easy. So I'm not even going to look at the manual for this one. We're just going to go ahead and remove the gun from his hand, which is in there really good. It looks to me like his whole front end just kind of like pops up, and I'm assuming his head goes down, so there's definitely like a kind of like an over-the-shoulder kind of a thing going on with his head. So yeah, so there's like a whole joint here. You just pull the entire thing up, like a little doojank comes up, fills the spot in the hood, makes that complete. Why does it kind of look not clicked in all the way? I don't know. That's just my imagination. And then from that point, we're pretty much just forming the vehicle, right? So we've got to push down his legs, fold over his feet, clip together his yep, okay. Oh Lord, he just broke in two. His name's not Jazz. It's a joke from the Michael Bay movie Rip Jazz in Half. Alright. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Okay, and then yeah, okay, alright. That makes sense. So the whole thing like folds forward and it goes underneath the hood, or the roof of the car. And then this folds downward like this. Oh, there we go. It's got it pretty good. Now the roof fits in there like that. Car doors are going to obviously click in. Yep, both car doors click in. At this point, I'm I'm pretty sure that the arms have to fold a specific way to end up in their proper places. I don't know, it just looks like they, okay. Oh, and they have like a little clip for the door. This is very similar to one of the other Transformers I transformed. They had little clips for the door. Although, if I remember correctly from that one, it was kind of a disaster. I remember it being very, very difficult to get the clips in, and the doors wouldn't stay closed, and like all you had to do was like tap on the hood and the doors would just pop open, which was pretty crappy. Of course the gun fits into this top. Oh, there you go, I was talking too soon and one of the doors just popped open. Just like that. It's a little bit of a different scenario with this. I mean, he rolls, not bad. I mean, he looks pretty cool. I like the paint job. The matte black on the front is very pretty. The symbol on the front is pretty cool. One thing I am noticing though is that I can't seem to get this front plate to sit properly. It keeps opening up, like as you can see from the bottom. You can clearly see it like messing up. I'm not really sure how to get that to lock in place other than maybe just like push it really hard and hope it doesn't break. Okay, well there you go. I gave it a really strong push and it folded backwards even, like it was pretty abrupt. Not sure if you guys can hear that click when it finally goes into place, but there you go. So it does require a little bit of effort to get this piece into its locked position, so don't be afraid of that. Overall, it's a decent little toy. I don't really like the looseness of the way that it's constructed, like the doors popping open, like if like the wheel comes out just a little bit. Like literally if I take my hand and I just kind of like very gently push right here, you see the door just immediately pops open. Because it's not really like, it's on the other side too, it's not really in there very well. And I could totally see that over time of transforming this a couple times, the doors would probably become pretty loose and they would probably never stay shut. Yeah, I don't really know. There's also the rather kind of awkward thing going on here with the windshield. I'm not really sure if maybe there's something that I did wrong, but let me just double check here. No, it doesn't look like it, unless, is there any way I can, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's mounted in there, so I could always see if it moves, but I really doubt it. It's just the freaking like piece is just in the windshield, and it makes the windshield look really weird because it's literally like in the windshield. Yeah, I'm already having trouble getting the doors to stay shut. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to take a fashion shot of this particular Transformer, Mr. Bluestreak. And this is Bluestreak, isn't it? Or is this Smokescreen? I can't even remember. Yeah, this is Bluestreak. I'm going to take a short fashion photo shot of Bluestreak in his car mode. And that's going to be it. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.